Hello and welcome to Spread Book Joy. Today I want to talk to you about the Amazing Maurice and his educated rodents. If you're new to the channel, I'm Jack, qualified primary school teacher looking to spread the joy of books and reading as far and wide as possible. You can check out my other videos. I've got great recommendations for home or school, plus some recommendations for adults. In the month of April, I've been taking part in Pratchett in April over on Instagram, and I did a video last week introducing the Discworld series and talking a little bit about Pratchett in April, which I'll put a link up here for you and you can check that out. So today I wanted to talk about this book, which I've read for the first time last week. It was published in 2001 and it was marketed as the first Discworld book for children, and it did win the Carnegie Medal in 2001, which is, I think, voted for by librarians as the best children's book of that year. You don't need to have read any other Discworld books to read and enjoy this. There are references to places in the Discworld, of course it's set in the Discworld, but you don't need to understand the Discworld, you don't need to understand much about it at all really to read and enjoy this book. So it's a Pied Piper of Hamlin subversion, I would say, rather than a retelling. And the Amazing Maurice is a cat. He's a streetwise cat, you can tell from all his bitten ears, and he's been living by a rubbish dump out the back of Unseen University, which is a wizard's university. And one day he finds himself suddenly sentient and able to talk, and he's chasing a rat down and around the back of the same dump, and he corners this rat, and the rat's kind of like, hang on a minute, can we talk about this? And he's talking back to him. So Maurice and the rats that also live around the sort of dump at the back of the university where the wizards are dumping sort of magical things, they can all talk, they're all sentient, they can think, and they find a young boy called Keith who's a piper, and they embark from town to town, conning people, doing a Pied Piper scam basically. So the rats then hit the town first and do the things that rats do. They eat things, they wee on things, they do all sorts of things in these towns, and then Keith and Maurice come in and they do the Pied Piper thing, and all the rats leave, and they get paid quite a lot for it. But the thing about it is that's different is the rats, what's coming when we come into the start of the story, they've been doing this for a while, and the rats are developing quite a moral code, I should say. So they've been philosophizing about who they are and why they are there, and a code to live by. And there's a particularly bright clever rat who they all seem to listen to, and there are some rats who are sort of confused about why they're not acting like rats anymore, not confused but upset about it. And there's a big debate going on about, well, what is a rat and why the way they should behave and things like that. So there's a lot of philosophizing, why are we here, what happens after we die, a lot of that kind of talk going on. It's very Orwellian actually, very Animal Farm. At one point they're debating how they should be treating each other and how they should be treating rats who are not sentient. So typically of Terry Pratchett, there's lots of humour, and sprinkled in amongst the humour there's some really clever ideas, things being explored, and how animals are treated by humans, how humans treat other humans, and that kind of thing. So lots of really big bright ideas. I really enjoyed reading it. I wouldn't say it's a children's book necessarily, not in this true sense of sort of middle grade-ish 8 to 12-year-old book. I think it's definitely more teen YA, because it's quite, you could read it younger. I think a lot of the real content of the book might go over a younger child's head. Plus there are some references in there to sort of mating and things like that will definitely go over a child's head if they don't understand what the rats are talking about, because it's not sort of outwardly said. But as an adult or an older teen or young adult, you would understand the references in there. But it's a great book. I really, really enjoyed it. I think they're really great characters. Terry Pratchett is just so funny, and he's come up with it's an amazing idea. I just love the idea of this whole scam of Maurice and the rats. And Keith, who is the piper, isn't the brightest tool in the box, but it actually turns out that he watches and observes a lot more than Maurice realizes. Maurice is actually sort of like, he's been taking lots and lots of money, and he's in it for the money, and he's been kind of scamming the rats out of their half the money, and Keith as well a little bit, and he learns a few lessons as we go along. So it was a really good book. I'd highly recommend it. If you liked this video, please click like and subscribe to my channel, and please leave a comment below, it really helps. And hopefully I'll see you again here soon. Bye.